Welcome back. It's top 8 time. We had 52 players and now only 8 left.
4 and 4.
4 and 4, yep. Soon to become 4 and then 2.
And then 2 and then 1.
Yep. So
That's
top
how
8.
this works.
We've got Brayden. He's on Mardu with a little bit of green splash. Little bit of green. We saw him earlier playing. We've got Jose. He's playing Grixis, one of 3 Grixis gamers in our top 8. Jonah was on Flash. Didn't get to see him today, but that's, well, yeah, something spicy, a little bit different. Maybe we'll see him in the semis. Richard's here, obviously. He's on Storm.
Who's surprised?
The sky is blue.
Who's surprised?
We'll catch him in the finals, probably.
Yeah.
Jared Alsop, he's on Grixis.
Very
Number
nice.
2. Hanbin, we saw him. He's on Blue
Hanbin's
Moon.
on Moon.
He's in the top 8 as well. Cody is another Grixis player. And Nathan Smale, we saw him as well. He's on Walks. That's actually the matchup we're going to start with today. We've got Brayden today, this evening, in the top 8. We're going to watch Nathan against Brayden. Right now. Now. There we go.
Right now. Nathan Smale on Walks. Brayden Woods on Mardu. Earlier when we had Nathan on coverage, did not cast a single time walk.
Yeah, we promised there is a time walk in his deck. That's most of the points in his deck.
Or what if it's all a psych out? There actually is not a time walk in the deck.
He's actually playing 2-point.
He's actually
Highlander.
playing 2-point Highlander.
He said, you know what? This game's too easy with all my points.
Yeah.
How about I just play 2 points?
What if I just, look, I'd like to make this, I actually think that could be a really interesting challenge for someone. What about a no-point Highlander list? It would be terrible. It would be pretty bad.
It's challenging. It's challenging, that's for sure. Yeah, we have seen some challenges like that. I know Vi or Volty often will do, you know, different stipulation decks and things like that, which is very cool to see the creativity in this format. Nathan has been playing this Walks deck for a long time. He is one of the experts. There's a few of them around Melbourne. Players who are dedicated Time Walk players. And honestly, if you showed out for a Time Walk, I'd be playing it at every opportunity as well.
I would also. Look, it's the same way, like, of course, Richard is a Storm player. He owns a Lotus.
Yeah,
like,
correct.
There's no reason not to be a Storm player if you own a Lotus.
Absolutely. But Brayden as well is a pretty dedicated Mardu player. We've seen him play it a lot, to quite a lot of success as well, really leading the charge. It does look like he's mulliganing to 5 here.
To 5?
Not the ideal start, although the thing about this matchup is that Mardu has to come out fast and hard because the Walks deck is full of value creatures.
Yeah.
You know, your Eternal Witnesses, all these creatures, they're going to go over the top if you give them time. They're going to draw so many cards. And so the pressure is really on the Mardu deck to come out fast. And those extra cards are less impactful here than they would be in a lot of matchups.
Yeah. This does look like a pretty good start, though. We had the Guide of Souls and then Prismatic ending on the Ignoble Hierarch. Pretty powerful way to go.
Yep, that's really important. The thing the Walks deck loves to do most is get ahead of mana so that it can spend more mana on its sort of expensive value creatures and all of the cards it loves to draw. So getting rid of the mana dork is very important.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of pressure there with the Guide of Souls as well.
Going to be a Malevolent Rumble.
I love this card.
I've seen it quite a bit from Nathan today.
This is such innocuous card, I would say, but very powerful.
Yeah.
You look at it and you think, oh yeah, this is a nice common. I'm sure this enabled some things in draft, some graveyard strategies, that kind of thing. It's turned into a constructed all-star.
Really incredible as well. When we were watching this match and the Plagon came down, it's actually amazing. That little 0-1 Scion helped the Plagon draw. It drew 4 cards, which was really intense.
Yep. We love Ken.
Yeah. Ken, job is beach.
Yes. Ken, Lord of the Beach.
My job is beach.
And that's a Quantum Riddler that Nathan has found and put in his hand. Yep.
Oh no, we didn't warp it. Oh, that's off the Rumble.
No, that's just revealed. Nathan just playing face up here for the benefit of the chat and also his opponent and also
me.
Yeah, us. But I'll do this as well. I'll play open and it's just laziness. I don't want to have to hold my cards. If I can just put them on the table, I'm so down.
I always get there's some competitive players out there who really don't want to play open.
Oh boy.
And I'm always a little bit like, why?
I know.
You showed me your cards once.
Now, what's going on here?
It's a Spider-Man card of some sort.
It's an ephemerate. If you've played Modern recently, this will be familiar to you.
Oh.
This particular sequence.
Is this the Spider-Man ephemerate?
It is. So we've warped the Riddler.
Yeah.
Paid 2 mana.
Yep.
But that's fine. It's going away at the end of turn, right?
That's what you think.
Not if we ephemerate it. It's not. So now Nathan just has a 4/6 in play. He's going to flashback. He's going to rebound this ephemerate, draw another card. Notably, he did miss his third land drop.
Yeah.
He's got cards aplenty, but no third land yet.
Did he draw a land off of that?
If he didn't, he'll be going to discard shortly.
Doesn't look like he drew a land.
We've drawn a Mardu, which is kind of like a land you have to pay for.
And a Tamiyo.
And now 7 cards in hand.
Whoa, what a relief.
So on the plus side, there's a huge Sphinx in play for Nathan. On the downside, not many lands. Brayden has the other problem.
Yeah.
He's got lots of lands. At least the Caracas will do something now, though. That can bounce that Tamiyo. Tamiyo is never attacking.
And again, it's kind of a nice tempo play for Brayden there because you'll just be able to, with Nathan stuck on 2 lands, you kind of have to decide because you're going to be drawing up. You'll be at 8 and then 9 with the Tamiyo. If you can't draw that third land, are you going to be able to redeploy effectively? Or are you going to end up discarding cards?
Yeah, Nathan is currently not looking for ways to spend his extra mana to draw more cards. It's actually not. That's the opposite of what he needs right now. Emperor of Bones is going to come down, so that'll get to eat a card out of the graveyard. No second black mana, so can't currently activate it. But Noble Hierarch probably not the card that Brayden is looking to reanimate anyway, or Shallow Grave back anyway. But this Sphinx is doing a very good job of holding off the board of small creatures.
Wondering here, Brayden has not yet activated the Caracas.
Yeah, probably he will just wait until Nathan says, I'd like to go to combat, bounce the Tamiyo before it can attack. But there's no rush to do it immediately. Now, Nathan didn't find a land, but he did get to put the Mardu in play, that Ignoble Hierarch. So
kind of a land.
Kind of a land. It's a land you have to pay for, and it takes a turn.
Yeah, and it's got power and toughness and stuff.
Well, this one has no power, but it does have toughness.
It does have toughness.
It's another 0-1. It works really well with Plagon.
With Plagon.
This will be a Thoughtseize from Nathan.
Thoughtseize, Solitude, goodbye.
Oof, that's especially brutal because one more land. The Solitude being in hand makes a land a good draw for Brayden and also a spell, right?
Time Walk.
No. That's in Nathan's deck. Oh, did we discard the Time Walk?
No, I believe we.
Oh, we cast.
we cast the Time Walk.
That seems way better. I blinked.
Casting a Time Walk is usually better than discarding a Time Walk.
Pretty good. That's pretty nice. We're going to.
At least actually this time Nathan cast a Time Walk.
Yeah, it's true. We get to see Nathan do the thing that his deck says it does.
Yeah.
The Tamiyo back in hand, of course, with that Caracas. And now he finds the third land. So he's got enough mana now to really start casting spells and you have to start to pull away. And there it is.
Deadpool.
Deadpool. Card of the format right now.
What would you like your Deadpool to be?
So many options.
I think it's the Emperor of Bones. So it's the Emperor of Bones is the Deadpool target. And we're
going to put Solitude under the Emperor of Bones.
Seems pretty okay.
That seems like that'll be a good one to get back in a turn or two. And 3 damage as well, because why not,
It's true. And this is not a legendary creature you want to bounce.
No. Well, it might be better than having Solitude put back in play. Maybe. It's not great, though. Very not great.
Palace Jailer is the choice. Okay, but is the take Deadpool or is the take Quantum Riddler?
I think it has to be Deadpool.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, no, actually it has to. Okay, so the problem is you have to take Riddler, because if you take the Deadpool, the Riddler has flying. So it just gets to attack and take the Monarchy back. And then the Deadpool comes back into play again.
Yeah.
So it will be the Riddler. Still not ideal for Brayden. Gets to attack with the Ragavan.
And we're going to jump the Ragavan as well.
Nice.
I like getting a card off the top of Nathan's library here as well.
Yeah, Nathan's library has a bunch of good cards in it.
And it's a Verdant Catacombs.
That one's not that great. But 4 damage is nothing to scoff at.
4 damage and a treasure token is going to be pretty good for Brayden.
And you get to draw off the Monarch as well.
Which is good because that's the only card in Brayden's hand right now.
Yes. He will be fighting tooth and nail to hold on to this monarchy. Luckily as well, if Nathan wants to try and take the monarch, he's going to have to attack. And that means Brayden might get to block with this Emperor of Bones, which he would love to do. Get it off the table so it can stop lava spiking him every turn.
Yeah.
So now Nathan, plenty of cards in hand. But the monarchy is a real threat, and this flying monkey is going to keep chunking his life total down, so he is under some pressure.
Flying monkey on the board, a great reminder that Wicked for Good is coming to theaters this month.
It is 2.5 weeks?
Yeah.
2.5 weeks.
I'm excited.
I've already got my tickets for a preview.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Absolutely.
Again, this is going to potentially anger some people in chat because I said this to Alec earlier. I typically only end up watching movies on planes when I'm traveling. And so I watched Wicked, the first part, on a plane. Definitely really embarrassing to be like flying internationally crying while you're watching Wicked.
Okay, but at least it's an international flight, so you have time to recover. So by the time you get off the plane,
it's true, but
you look a bit better.
It was more just like there are other people who are on the plane who could see me crying watching this movie.
It's fine.
And sometimes being perceived in public is like a fate worse than death. Endurance.
So we're going to
evoke endurance.
Evoked.
Exiling Worldly Tutor to put whose library on? Oh, to put Nathan's library on the bottom of his deck, which has the time lock in it.
I reckon maybe we got a Spellseeker coming.
Aha.
That would be my guess.
Yep. The reason you'd want your time walk back in your deck is, one, you have a greater chance of drawing it.
How weird. Why would you want that back in your deck?
That's
Your deck has
crazy.
Eternal Witness in it, though. You could, like, keep it in your deck and...
I love that this ignoble hierarch has now taken the position of a land.
Yeah, it knows it's right.
It knows where it's, yeah. Well, again, but similar to the DRS, you think it's a mana dork until it's suddenly a Kaito.
Yeah, or I mean, the thing is this, like Noble Hierarch before, Exalted's really good on a mana dork. It sort of has a point of power, but it can also tap for mana while still having that point of power to attack with in some ways. Goes both ways. So we are going to see a search here. See what the follow-up is. This sure feels like...
It feels like a...
There it is.
Spellseeker.
Spellseeker. The card from, I believe, Battle Bond?
Yes.
Originally printed in?
I believe it is Battle Bond.
Once again, just more, supplementary, multiplayer-focused products.
Well, what I would love, and again, there's Ephemerate. So Ephemerate is actually the target. So Spellseeker grabbing Ephemerate. Yeah. Ephemerate the Deadpool. Choose the Palace Jailer. I think it was choose the Palace Jailer.
That's really gross. Yeah, so we choose the Palace Jailer. The Palace Jailer is going to come into play, gain the Monarchy, which will return the Quantum Riddler, and then you also get to target something with the Palace Jailer to exile.
Oh.
I believe.
No, the target was Deadpool. Because now that the little green dots are denoting the Deadpool targets.
No, but I'm saying... Oh. Yeah, so the Palace Jailer... Deadpool enters as a Palace Jailer, which gives you the Monarch, which gets you the Quantum Riddler back. Yeah. But also it's a Palace Jailer, so it gets to exile something, which is why the Ragavan's now exiled as well.
Oh, jeez Louise. That was a lot of back and forth.
And also, the Ephemerate is still in exile, so that's going to come back next turn.
Rebound.
And we can flicker the Spellseeker. And you know what we're getting next time?
I was going to say, usually the target... So my understanding is that the way that the Spellseeker pattern typically works is Spellseeker grab Ephemerate, Ephemerate the Spellseeker, grab Time Lock.
Correct. And that's... We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually.
We'll get there.
A couple extra steps, it sounds like, but otherwise, we're well on our way.
Yeah, we took a brief detour to gain the Monarchy, return Quantum Riddler to our hand, and exile a Ragavan, a flying Ragavan. You know, just a little bit of value.
Just a little bit.
And now Brayden is going to look at his hand and wonder where it all went wrong.
Yeah. Look, an Ephemerate rebound, and that's obviously going to target... Look, you could target the Deadpool and then take away the Guide of Souls, and then Brayden is losing 9 life on every upkeep. But obviously, if this is a walk deck, you're going to get Time Walk. Pyrogoyf, though.
Oh, we might finally kill this Deadpool.
Well, no, Pyrogoyf, get the Spellseeker, can't then fetch up a Time Walk, but it does mean you can target either the Deadpool or the Riddler, which are both good targets.
The problem is, now the Ephemerate's going to target the Deadpool, copy the Pyrogoyf, and just shoot directly at at Brayden's face. And then you have 3 Deadpool triggers as well as just the Pyroglaive going upstairs.
I was going to say, it actually feels like Brayden is... Sorry, it doesn't feel like Nathan is playing his own deck. It feels like he's playing Brayden's deck right now.
Yeah, he said, wow, Brayden, your cards look so good.
Said, wow, this Mardu deck looks really, really awesome.
I know we called this walks, but I've seen 1 walk cast and like 3 Deadpool triggers.
So actually this is called pools.
Yeah. This really looks like a burn deck to me.
This is a deck called Mr. Pool, and it's how many times can we get a Deadpool trigger.
I also like to point out this deck is like more Bant-based colors. And then they started to splash black a while ago, right? For Thoughtseize, for Black Overlord, there's a few different cards. And now Nathan's also splashing red just for Deadpool.
So it is a 5-color deck.
Yeah.
And that's a dismember on the Pyroglaive. So we're not even worried, we're not going to copy the...
Well, the other thing about this is it'll shrink the Pyroglaive down, so it won't deal any damage.
Yep.
So now the Spellseeker is going to hang around.
Oh, boy. It's one gosh darn thing after another in this format, I swear.
That is especially true of this Time Walk deck. I think it loves to just stack up value on top of value. So now, Brayden's going to stare at his Caracas and wonder, what do I do? What do you do? Where did it all go so wrong, you know?
Well, and again, like, you run the risk. Like, you could Caracas the Deadpool so that when the rebound comes around, there's no choice to target the Deadpool, but Nathan's going to want to target the Spellseeker anyways.
Yeah, Caracasing a Deadpool is...
It's not good.
Not pleasant.
No.
Not... Because I think, as is, Nathan can go find a Time Walk, cast a Time Walk. He gets to attack with the Quantum Riddler twice for 5 damage each time in the air. So that puts Brayden to 5, and then he's got 2 Deadpool triggers in his upkeep.
Cool.
So I think...
Normal.
I think he might be about done here. He is going to bounce the Deadpool. And then an attack with everything.
Ooh.
Now, it's worth noting, Nathan's down to 4 after casting that Dismember.
Yeah, bounce the Deadpool, attack with everything. Last chance, last ditch effort.
Pretty much. So he's got a 2-2, a 1-2, and a 2-2.
The Quantum Riddler can eat something. So it'll eat the Emperor of Bones. I'd almost choose to do the Guide of Souls because you've got 2 Deadpool triggers on the other creatures, right?
Yeah, so that's what he's going to do. He's going to block one of the 2-2s. He'll take 3. He'll go to 1. But now we're going to see some Time Walks. We're going to see him take some extra turns.
Yeah, look. Even though Nathan's on 1 isn't dead.
No, and the Ragman will come back in, which will...
Ooh, energy.
Gain a life, get an energy, draw a card with the Monarchy for
Very
Ben.
Nice.
You know, the great thing about taking extra turns? Extra Monarch triggers.
Yes, Ephemerate on the Spellseeker. I wonder what we're gonna get.
Could be anything. There's so many options.
Maybe we just get a cheeky Dark Ritual. Maybe we just get a Lightning Bolt. Oh wait, how about a Time Walk?
That's a good card.
Oh, this little thing, that's just a Time Walk.
Right here we see one approach to Highlander. Because when you look at the points list, you say, I get 7 points. One of the first questions you'll think about is, so do I want to spread my points out, lots of 1 and 2 point cards, or do I want one really good card? Like, do I want to go spend 5 points on Ancestral Recall or Time Walk or Black Lotus? This is one approach.
Oh, I forgot that Time Walk was 5 points.
It sure is. I'm going to spend 5 of my 7 points on Time Walk, and then I'm going to build the rest of my deck to find the Time Walk and to get it back and to cast it again and again and again.
Oh, again and again, like we're time walking. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy like that. So that's really what we see. I mean, that's the reason Spellseeker is the point, by the way, is because it finds Time Walk, or in the past it has found Ancestral Recall.
Yeah.
And then it does it again because of Ephemerate is the real thing. It's a good card.
It does generally mean that this style of Walks deck can't play a ton of counter magic, though, because some of the better counter spells are 2 points.
Yep. And also just the deck, once you have 3 mana 1/1s in your deck, you're committing to tapping out and playing on your own turn a certain amount.
Yeah.
That makes it hard to hold up counter magic at times.
We're going to put the Time Walk off to the side because we'd like to cast it.
Yeah, I think I'll take an extra turn. I
think I'll take an extra turn after this one.
Yeah, that seems good.
Let's do the Time Walk. We're not doing it again because we're only doing it once this turn.
Now, as we discussed, we can attack for 5 with the Quantum Riddler, and then we can do it again next turn. And
it's Quantum Riddler 4 or 5?
It's a 4/6, but there's the Exalted.
Oh, that's right. If it attacks alone. Flagon is going to draw 3 cards.
Ken is here.
Ken, my job is beach.
Starfish Wizard.
Starfish Wizard. Excellent combination. So we'll swing with the Quantum Riddler, get that Exalted trigger, take 5. Brayden will go down to 11. And Brayden would like to start his next turn.
You know what's sweet?
What?
Plagon also can pump your Quantum Riddler effectively.
Oh, very nice.
Because it has the, you can make a creature deal combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power.
Oh, so it could deal 7.
Yeah.
That's kind of yucky.
It's quite good.
Underground Sea. Now, the real get here is if we have an Eternal Witness, we can time walk again.
That's what Nathan would love to do.
Inquisition of Kozilek, Archon of Emeria, and Grief.
Okay, good ones to know about. There it is.
And there it is. Eternal Witness. Let's time walk again. Brayden's going to pick it up.
That'll be Nathan Smale taking game number 1 on the draw, but Brayden, mulligan to 5, didn't have the most explosive start. And, well, actually was looking pretty good until on turn 3, Nathan put a Quantum Riddler into play and then ephemerated it. Just got his 5-drop in play on turn 3. Pretty good.
Things were feeling good until...
until suddenly they were not.
Until suddenly they weren't feeling very good. What's the... Mr. Stark, I'm not feeling so good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not feeling so good.
I'm not feeling so good. Nathan's feeling good, though. He's having a lot of fun. He got to cast so many spells. He got to cast Time Walk 3 times that game. Living up to the deck's name, finally. This Plagon, I'm just looking at the art. It's a very, like...
It's very weird.
Cartoony style of art. This is from Jumpstart?
It's from Foundations Jumpstart.
Foundations Jumpstart.
Yes, indeed.
Of course. Because this is a card for a new player. In the sideboarding, it's really hard to sideboard against walks. You want a little bit of graveyard hate. You want a little bit of combo hate. But they're also a very good mid-range deck with so much grindy value. So always a tricky balance to strike for decks like this Mardu deck. That said, Brayden's an experienced Mardu pilot, and Time Walk, this is a pretty common deck, so I'm sure he has a plan for this matchup. Likewise for Nathan, I'm sure he's played this Mardu matchup a fair bit, and there's some really obvious things. You just want a little bit more quick interaction and removal, and to get a little bit lower to the ground to make sure that they can't run you over with things like Ragavan.
Look, I'd love to see Headliner Scarlet make an appearance again. I think that would be really, really good for Brayden.
And this is one of the matchups where Headliner Scarlet, I'm sure, shines, because a lot of what Nathan is trying to do is play to the board, put a lot of creatures in play, and try and block. And Headliner Scarlet says no blocking.
What if you couldn't, though?
How about no, though? How about you don't block?
What if you essentially had no creatures on the board?
Yeah.
That's what that feels like is, cool. You can't block. No.
What if I had a one-sided sweeper? We just turned all your creatures away, upside down. Pretend they're not there.
Speaking of sweepers, maybe you can give me some insight into this. And I don't know if I asked this question earlier, but this is not really a format that plays a ton of board wipes.
No.
Other than we saw, there was a Toxic Deluge cast in a match earlier today. Yep. Wrath of the Skies is common in Modern. But my understanding is that Highlander doesn't have a ton of board wipes.
Yeah, and the reason for that is a little bit to do with the board wipes themselves, but I would say more to do with the decks that appear in Highlander. At the moment, we don't really have any traditional draw-go control decks that are popular in the meta. The control decks, and this is partly because the blue mid-range decks and the non-blue mid-range decks, when you look at Mardu, are so powerful and so resilient. They get access to all the good counter spells, but they basically said, well, I can play all the counter spells their control deck would play. I can play all the removal. I can play the discard spells. But why would I choose to play, expensive Planeswalkers when I could play Psychic Frog or Barrogoyf or the cheap threats? And once you're playing Psychic Frog, you don't really want Damnation or that kind of thing. You'd rather have point removal. So there are still some decks, and you'll see Toxic Deluge on the sideboard a little bit, but it's been a while since we had a good, a blue-white control deck or that kind of thing.
Well, because it also feels like the slot that a board wipe takes up is so negated by the decks that you'd want to play a board wipe against in the realms of when Mardu starts going off, it's too late for a board wipe because they're going to just do Mardu things. They're going to get either a Finale of Devastation or they're going to get what's the, not Green Suns, but you could Green Suns for like a Crater Hoof or something like that, right? Like, it feels like once they have a critical mass of creatures, it's actually too late for you to cast your board wipe. And even against a deck like Brayden's, which can, poop out a lot of little, tokens and things like that because it's got the Guide of Souls and the Ocelot Pride, but it's too late. Once you've hit that point or there's a Headliner Scarlet out, it's like, oh, I guess you could board wipe, but like you're probably dead.
And even decks like Brayden's, a lot of the creatures are so value oriented. Like Palace Jailer, there's probably a Flage in his deck. There's all these creatures that have value when they come into play. Or, if a Ragavan's already hitting you, then you don't, like the board wipe is too slow. That's the other thing. So it is just difficult to find a spot for them. We have in the past had some control decks built around Library of Alexandria, which have been popular.
Oh, very good.
And those will often play sweepers because they're sort of not playing to the board as much. But yeah, they're just a little bit awkward to fit in.
Well, and it's so interesting because looking at a format like Standard, so much, like for a period of time, Standard was defined by its board wipes.
Yes.
When Farewell was in Standard, so much of the blue-white control deck was built around getting to 6 and just being like, I'd like to restart the game, basically.
Yep.
And, now we've got Wrath of God, I believe it is. No, Day of Judgment. Sorry.
We have Day of Judgment.
Day of Judgment. So like 4 mana sweepers, between 4 and 5 is like the sweet spot because then we had Sunfall and Sunfall was again format defining. Standard is a format that relies on that because that's where the blue-white control decks like tend to live in, but we don't have that really in Highlander. So it's really interesting how different the utility is.
Yeah, the other thing is, we've seen this today, so many of the threats in Highlander are so powerful by themselves that you have to remove them immediately. You almost can't wait to let your opponent play out a lot of creatures because if they play a Ragavan, well, you're not going to wait for them to also play a Baraglyph. You have to remove the Ragavan, really quickly. Same with the Tamio, same with the Baraglyph, same with the Psychic Frog. And this is all the Grixis cards primarily, but they're also in a lot of the Mardu decks. It's similar.
Yeah.
Where you can't wait. You have to remove,
you have to act.
You can't wait to cast a 4-mana sweeper because by then the Ragavans hit you twice or, it's tough.
The other interesting thing that I feel like comes up in conversation a lot is actually the double pip requirement because there's a lot of cards in Highlander that decks won't play because of the double pip. Like Counterspell is not actually that much more, it's not favored over a counterspell like Force of Will or Force of Negation because even though those cards have double pips, they have alternate casting costs. And there are some decks that genuinely can't afford the double pip.
Yep.
And so a lot of your sweepers tend to have the double pip requirement. Day of Judgment has double white pip, Sunfall has double white pip as well. Even some of the classic black ones have a double black pip, and that's a real cost.
One of the pseudo sort of sweeper adjacent cards we sometimes see is Force of Despair.
Yeah.
Out of the black decks, which is kind of like, it's instant speed, it doesn't cost any mana because it has a pitch cast, and that's kind of a way to interact with some of the decks that love to, almost combo-y creature decks that love to spew cards into play.
Thoughtseize from Brayden is going to reveal an Opposition Agent, a Worldly Tutor, and Ophelia.
I'm glad you recognize that Opposition Agent. I was just wondering what that is. That's a really cool Opposition Agent.
It is the Spider-Man Eternal alternate skin of Opposition Agent as like spider, like
Venom?
It's not Venom, but it's like Spider Venom.
Yeah, Spider-Man, yeah.
Is it called Spider Venom? Am I bugging?
It is called
bugging spider.
Look, I don't know. I'm not enough of a Spider-Man person to know. And this is a great example, right? Ragavan on turn 1, running away with the game. Because it is just so powerful.
Well, and Nathan's not going to block with a Birds of Paradise.
No.
Like, it is a actively bad thing.
And he's got a really nice turn to Ophelia, and then he can Worldly Tutor as well, which is a very powerful one with Metamorphosis Fanatic in your deck.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. It's crazy.
It's a miracle, and it's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
Just like time locks. These miracles and time locks just keep happening over and over again. Ragavan... Ooh, what's happening? Philia of his own!
It's a dog.
Wow.
Philia's a really, really nice card. Really good card. Just has so many little synergies.
Worldly Tutor from Nathan resolves.
Yeah, and there's probably not a heap that Brayden can do about this Worldly Tutor.
Metamorphosis Fanatic.
Shockingly. Just taking the opportunity to do that now while there's no threat of Opposition Agent from Brayden.
Also really good to have gotten this, Brayden's, probably wishing he held on to that Thoughtseize an extra turn longer, but it's really worth it to get rid of the op agent. Like it's a tough rock in a tough spot.
Yeah, although I suspect the opposition agent will be coming back into play.
Emperor
very shortly. No, with the Metamorphosis.
Oh, with the Metamorphosis Fanatic, of course.
Yeah,
because
so it is
We're going to miracle it to the top of the deck, of course.
It's a miracle. I can't believe I drew this for turn.
Yeah, crazy. Who could have seen this coming?
It's really shocking, actually.
Brayden really wishing he was playing blue so he could Thought Scour that Metamorphosis Fanatic.
It is a great feeling. Getting to Thought Scour on top of Library Tutor is an excellent feeling.
Wow. Flash in the Philia.
Put in the dog. So Brayden's dog there has exiled the Bird of Paradise. That's why it's flipped upside down there. It's been exiled. Nathan's going to put his dog in play, and he'd like to block with it. But because, of course, if he doesn't block with it, you know what the Ragavan does if it hits?
It gets the Metamorphosis Fanatic.
It sure does. See, Dark Ritual, Force of Despair.
Huge. And that means now Brayden's going to get a Metamorphosis Fanatic.
And this is the risk with that timing on the Worldly Tutor, right? If he had waited, he runs the risk of Opposition Agent.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't wait, he runs the risk of Ragavan stealing his creature.
Yeah.
Off the top of his deck.
And Ragavan here, even though connected, looks like that Metamorphosis Fanatic's just been exiled. That's not something that...
Yep. It gets exiled by the Ragavan. Can't be cast. Obviously, we're a bit short of having 6 mana to cast it. Because obviously that's a 6-drop.
Yeah.
Obviously that's... How else would you cast it? Cost 6 mana.
There's no other way. You're going to play Honest Genuine Magic here. Pyrogoyf, and let's go again. Show me the top of your library.
And we're also going to flicker it out with the Philia.
Oh, that's nasty.
Overlord gets exiled there.
Overlord gets exiled. This is just a suite of Nathan's best hits. Yeah,
this has been a lot of really powerful cards here.
Pyrogoyf sends Nathan to 5. And this Philia is threatening to just keep flickering the Pyrogoyf and keep just bolting Nathan to the dome.
It sure is. And this is what we talked about with the Mardu deck. This is how they want to start. We had interaction. We had an early threat with the Ragavan, and then that has snowballed out of control. We got to remove the birds. We had discard spell. We got to disrupt the Worldly Tutor and just really run over the top.
Oh, that was so chef's kiss. That was beautiful.
It's exactly how Brayden drew it.
Game 3.
Here we go.
This is really intense. This is really going to, one of these two players is going to advance to the semis and get that much closer to a whole chunk of change in store credit, as well as some other awesome top 8 prizes put on by Basser for this charity brawl.
Yep, some big prizes, really good. More points as well towards their invitational.
More points towards your invitational. I don't believe Brayden or Nathan are struggling at the minute. I do believe Nathan is in 4th place.
Yep, he's up there. Brayden also has put up some good results. So expecting to see both of them in December, but the extra points never hurt.
Brayden is in 9th with 72 points, and Nathan is in 4th.
So both consistent performers on the circuit. But as you say, whole chunk of change up for grabs. Some really cool prizes. And all of it is in service of -18 because we are supporting, this is part of Basser's Charity Brawl this weekend. We are in support of -18, a charity focused on creating community spaces for LGBTQ plus youth here in Australia. Yep, we've had a whole bunch of prizes given out. We had a big raffle, which raised over $3,000.
Yes.
So really great cause. It's a great day, playing a great game, for raising money for a great charity. What more could you want?
Yeah. And this is going to be a tense game 3. Nathan on the play.
Nathan will be on the play, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Last 2 games he's been on the draw, and we got to see, Guide of Souls in game 1 wasn't quite enough pressure, but Ragavan in game 2 was a lot. But now if Nathan gets to be the first one to the board, especially if he has one of those mana dorks, he can really try and jump ahead. It's a good hand.
It's a beautiful, I was going to say, Red Blast, Fatal Push, 4th, 2 or 3 lands it looks like as well. Like this is...
He's got some early interaction to control Nathan's early draw, try and interact with the mana dorks. And then 4th aim. Ooh.
That's a bit yucky.
That's good. Douthly Voidwalker as well. This is a really strong hand.
This is a gorgeous Mardu hand.
The Douthly Voidwalker is a little bit awkward with the Plateau and the Savannah.
Yeah.
So difficult to cast at the moment. Nathan is going to justifiably take the pointed card, that very powerful 4th Aeolingus.
This is, again, another commander card.
It sure is.
It's make all of these commander cards just sneaking their way into the format.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me really curious because there's not any commander decks for Avatar: The Last Airbender, but for Lorwyn, we know there's 2 commander decks, and it makes me wonder what kind of cards are we gonna see in Lorwyn? Even just in the base set of Lorwyn, but like in the commander decks, because there always seems to be one super powerful card kind of per commander deck.
Yep, there is often a card that, because again these decks are designed for commander, they're designed for a different format, and a card that's totally fine there sometimes will slip through and you'll discover actually that's really good with, you know, a 2-player game and only 20 life often.
Like Bombardiers and even just in the actual, like even in Commander, dare I say, you know, Charismatic Conqueror is really, really powerful. And Nesting Dovehawk is really, really powerful. They've not made their way into a format like Highlander, but each of those cards independently, really good.
Yep, absolutely. This one's from a standard set, so this Surveil land, these have become ubiquitous across the format.
Yeah, they're so good. It's better than a Scryland because it's typed, so you can fetch it.
Yep.
The equity of surveilling over scrying in a format like Highlander that often utilizes the graveyard so much, really important. And Brayden liked what he saw on top. Yep, liked what he saw on top. It was a Bloodstained Mire, which is definitely more effective than his other lands that'll allow him to cast the Dauthi.
Yep, so Dauthi Voidwalker in play now. That's going to break up any sort of looping shenanigans with a Time Walk.
Your Time Walk, our Time Walk.
Or in some cases, you'll actually see in these matchups, you won't cast the Time Walk. Even though it's a very powerful card, you just don't want to put it back in your opponent's graveyard because your opponent's deck, as we said, it's got all these Eternal Witnesses in it. It's built around picking that Time Walk up again and again and again.
Ooh.
So that's a Grist.
That was a Grist?
That was the card.
Oh my goodness.
That was the card picked up off the Malevolent Rumble last turn by Nathan. As we bring
that is a very interesting looking Grist. Yeah. Secret Layers are so special.
Secret Layers are really something. And one of the cool parts about Highlander I enjoy actually is getting to show off all the weird variants of cards that everyone loves to find. We've got this one up on screen. We'll bring up a legible one in a second as well, because this one...
It's kind of not very legible, it's true.
There's just a lot going on in that card art.
It's got a lot of text on it.
I mean, this card just has a lot of text on it anyway. Really weird Planeswalker that counts as a creature everywhere else. So you can search for it with a lot of your creature tutors.
Interestingly, some of the Walk decks have started playing... maybe it's not the Walk deck, but there's a couple decks that have started playing Ice-Till Explorer, which is an insect, and hitting the insect off of the Grist, which makes you repeat the process, is really funny.
Yeah, there's not many. It's Ice-Till Explorer and Haywire Mite are really the only insects.
It's very interesting.
Because, you know, Grist needed more text on it.
So it needed more targets, and
Yeah. As it is, though, it's going to continue to fill Nathan's graveyard. It's going to make 1/1s, which really just gum up the board and block. And this is where Nathan wants to be. The board is relatively clear. He's not under pressure. He's got a Planeswalker in play. Every turn that goes by that he isn't being attacked is a huge win.
Yeah. Philia.
Ooh. It's a nice one. That's also a Force of Despair.
That is also a Force of Despair.
That's the SpongeBob Force of Despair. We saw JD with this earlier today. It's the only reason I recognize that.
Force of Despair.
So Force of Despair here basically being used as a very situational 3-mana removal spell. It does also remove the insect token though, because that was created this turn.
Yeah.
But most importantly, answers the Philia, keeps the pressure off the board.
Barrow-Goyf.
Here he is, Barry.
Barrow-Goyf, and that's going to... Ooh, Nathan's going to Brainstorm.
Beautiful Brainstorm there. The Barrow-Goyf, we'll get a check on that in a minute on how large it is. Brainstorm actually going to be Pyroblasted.
Pyroblast. Or that's a red Elemental Blast.
You are right. You are correct. Almost identical.
Almost. The only reason I recognize it is I'm pretty sure I have one right here.
I appreciate that you have a whiteboarded one.
Of course it's a whiteboarder one.
Yeah, slightly different. You can only target legal things rather than... Oh no, the other way around. Red Blast can target anything, I believe. It just doesn't do much.
Does it?
Unless it's a blue permanent or spell.
Yeah. Counters a blue spell being cast or destroys a blue card in play.
Okay, so Pyroblast can target anything.
Yes, destroy target permanent.
In case you feel like targeting. Sometimes you just need to cast a spell.
Yeah.
Trigger your prowess,
Every once in a while.
Eternal Witness is going to come down here. Rebuy a spell? Is that
an Eladamri's call, it looked like, which I believe was milled off of the Malevolent Rumble earlier.
It's a really good one to rebuy. I wonder what we'll do with that.
Yeah.
I wonder if there are any good creatures in Nathan's deck.
Yep. Couldn't possibly be more than one.
And this Baraglyph now, pretty large, going to attack for a lot. The problem it faces is that Grist just makes an insect every turn.
Yeah, and there's a real risk of the Baraglyph just getting destroyed.
Yep, it'll either get destroyed or it'll just get blocked by an insect every turn. And the thing is, Nathan doesn't care that much about how much life Brayden gains. He's going to play slowly, and this is nice. So the Fatal Push will remove the insect. The Baraglyph will come crashing in, and it will get blocked by the Eternal Witness to save Grist.
And then we'll gain some life.
4 life gained.
It's a sneaky life gain deck, isn't it? We're starting at more life. We're at more life than we started with.
We are. Baraglyph will do that. Gains big chunks of life very quickly.
Grist likely going to tick up as well. Apologies for the glare autofocus issues on the table.
Yeah, there's going back and forth. A little bit of it's no longer sunny outside, and the blinds are down anyway. We're just struggling a little bit.
But don't worry, we'll tell you everything.
Yeah.
We'll tell you everything that we can see. You could listen to this match with your eyes closed, I reckon.
Absolutely.
And you'd know what's going on. So that's going to be an Eladamri's call for Deadpool.
Well, when I said
you could get a good card.
Good cards, interesting creatures in Nathan's deck, I wasn't thinking of this one, but this is a good card.
Again, and this is where it's really interesting. Like you said, this Walks deck is more of a Bant deck, but it's started splashing black for some removal, and it's started splashing red for Deadpool, and there you go.
Yep, and that's where we are. So Deadpool will come back into play. It's going to swap with the Baraglyph. Pretty good card to swap with.
Nathan is well deciding how he wants to respond.
Yeah, so Brayden has the 3 mana up, so he can sacrifice this creature if he would like. And Grist is going to make another insect.
Shocker.
Yeah. Just churning out creatures every turn.
Ephemerate on the Baraglyph so it becomes a new object.
That's really nice. So that will reset the Baraglyph. And Swords to Plowshares for Deadpool.
Swords on the Deadpool. Nathan, you can gain some life now too.
Yep. Nathan, so we're checking the graveyards here because the Deadpool copies the entire text box, which means it also copies the power and toughness setting ability.
Oh, it does do that.
So it's actually not the 5/3 that it would normally be. It is Baraglyph sized.
That's really good to know. I think Alec and I may have messed up earlier and said, like, oh, it just copies the text box, not the power and toughness.
But I believe because the text box has the line that sets the power and toughness.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Thoughtseize is going to take care of the Baraglyph that was in Nathan's hand, actually.
Oh.
So Nathan now, both players empty-handed, and we've got Baraglyph against Grist in play.
Welcome to Top Deck City.
This is a big turn here.
Mill of Baleful Strix.
The Grist is potentially vulnerable if Brayden draws a removal spell right here. Doesn't look like he's managed it, though. So he's going to gain a lot more life, though.
What is the Grist ultimate?
It deals damage equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard to an opponent. So
okay.
Life. So it can't kill creatures. Theoretically, once you've got a big enough graveyard, though, it just domes your opponent. Going to struggle to deal 28, though.
Yeah, 28, a little bit of a hard ask. Underground Mortuary Surveil, looks like we're deciding whether or not we want to keep that. This
is the spot where the Surveil lands are at their most powerful. Well, Unearth is quite a good one.
Unearth, we're going to get the E-Witness back.
That's quite good.
And then E-Wit is going to get back...
Well, that's going to get back possibly Unearth.
Okay, that could be a good one.
And then we'll unearth the Baraglyph.
Baraglyph, wow.
And then we're going to sacrifice the Eternal Witness.
Yep, to take care of the Baraglyph.
So, interestingly, Nathan there probably missed an opportunity. Yeah, and that's what he's just saying now to Brayden is he realized what he could have done there was get back the Unearth, sacrifice the Eternal Witness to destroy the Barraglyph, unearth the Eternal Witness again, get back Unearth, and then unearth the Barraglyph. So he could have ended up with the Eternal Witness in play at the end of all of this.
Couple extra steps, but...
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, rip. Hey, this journey to Top Deck City has been insane. This is a Metamorphosis Fanatic ripped off the top. Miracle, we're going to get the Eternal Witness back, which is going to get the... Oh, we're going to get a Brainstorm back.
You know what? This is Metamorphosis Fanatic as it was intended, though.
Yeah.
This is a true miracle. None of this worldly tutor nonsense. This time, we're actually doing it properly.
This game suddenly going in a very different direction.
And Barraglyph going to come crashing across for 5.
Oh my
Nathan's going to gain 5.
Look, we're still
Mill 5.
We're still at a higher life total.
Oh, we're going to pick up Overlord of the Bailmerk.
Oh no. Yeah, this is feeling dangerous.
Yeah, this is what the Time Walk deck does. If you remember, the start of last turn, Nathan had no cards in hand. Remember, he drew a card?
Yeah.
He drew Unearth and he put multiple creatures in play. And he's drawn this Metamorphosis Fanatic, and it's led to him putting that in play, put an Eternal Witness in play, put an Overlord of the Bailmerk in his hand.
Brainstorm to hand as well.
Brainstorm in hand.
We're brainstorming now.
Meanwhile, Brayden on the other side, he's got 1 card in his hand.
Brayden's sitting there watching Nathan take game actions, being like, oh, can I do that? That looks fun.
That looks fun. Well, this is what this Time Walk deck, I know we talk about the Time Walk, but the fair part of it where you just have so many value creatures that all sort of chain together into these big turns late in the game. This is exactly where the Time Walk deck wants to be, in that top deck war.
And I know we were talking about board wipes earlier, but this is a point where I really wish I would have had a board wipe.
It does look nice, although the flip side of that is even if you had a board wipe here, even if you remove all the creatures, the Grist is probably hanging around. There's no creature. And Nathan, in the process of all of this nonsense, drew multiple cards. He drew the Overlord by attacking with the Barraglyph. He drew, Brainstorm that's then turned into cards. This is sort of part of why the board wipes are a bit awkward, is even when they remove all the creatures, a lot of the creatures have already done so much value.
Sacrifice an insect, kill the DRS. We're going to get in with everything. The Metamorphosis Fanatic also has lifelink, I believe.
It has lifelink, and it gives whatever it got back lifelink.
Yeah.
So
and so
the Eternal Witness
double lifelink.
The Eternal Witness also has lifelink.
Oh, it didn't get back the Barraglyph. The Eternal Witness got back the thingy.
Correct. The Barraglyph just, naturally has lifelink.
Nathan now has 3 times as much life as Brayden does.
Yeah, he did just gain 11 life. Oh, and a Spellseeker.
Oh, and a Spellseeker. Oh, well, you know what? Brayden says, yeah, okay, I think I've seen enough of that. I have a feeling I know exactly what road this is leading down.
I suspect I know which cards you're getting. Yeah.
I have a pretty good guess. That's going to be 2-1 to Nathan on walks, and that'll be his spot in the semifinals secured.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So we got to go out and see how their other quarterfinals are going. But we'll be back soon with our semifinals.